Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. Not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. From Fox News, Tucker Carlson, the NSA, is spying on the show. Fox News host discusses a whistleblower's account that the Biden administration is spying on Tucker Carlson tonight. This should be the lead story everywhere. Just the accusation. Now, I got to say right up front, Tucker's my man. He's my boy. I'm telling you. There's no one, I do not trust him 100%, but damn near. He's the person I trust most out of all mainstream media by far. I said this before, and people will laugh, but if 10 years ago I had said a billionaire real estate / so-called playboy and a little nerdy baby-faced guy with a bow tie would be the two people that would save this republic, you would have thought I was nuts. You still might think I'm nuts, but it's true. This is a huge deal if true. And for Tucker to come right out and say it, I have a strong suspicion it is true. Now, what's the account? I don't know. And I'm going to tell you why I think this is so incredibly bad. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of hope. Tucker Carlson Tonight host said Monday that the National Security Agency is spying on him and planning to leak his conversations in efforts to cancel his show. Now, I don't know why they would cancel them. This is not just political protesters the government is spying on. Yesterday, we heard from a whistleblower within the U.S. government who reached out to us. The NSA, the National Security Agency, is monitoring our electronic communications and is planning to leak them in an attempt to take this show off the air. Now, that in itself is bad enough. But what he's implying, to take the show off the air, that the NSA is in cahoots or partnership with or partnering with or whatever the political correct term is now, cable news media and other opposition news agencies. Folks, it's bad enough if your government is spying on you unlawfully. It's 10 times worse when your government is spying on you illegally and they're in partnership with most of media, whether it be social media or cable news. Every single time the media has been controlled by government has always turned out very badly, with zero exceptions. I don't know. No, I haven't looked at any of the other cable news sites. Frankly, they give me, any Italians know out there, they give me agita. But this is a big deal. Now let's read on. Now that's a shocking claim, the claim about the NSA he's referring to, and ordinarily would be skeptical of it. It's illegal for the NSA to spy on American citizens. It's a crime. It's not a third world country. I don't know. Maybe. Things like that should not happen in America. But unfortunately, they do happen. In this case, they did happen. The whistleblower is in a position to know repeated back to us information about a story that we're working on that could have only come directly from my text and emails. There's no other possible source for that information, period. Is it hackers? Can they hack both? I'm not sure what devices or what he was saying was being spied on. The NSA captured that information without our knowledge and did it for political reasons. And there you have it. What a huge, huge, dangerous thing that is. The Biden administration is spying on us. We have confirmed that. Usually Tucker doesn't talk in absolutes like that unless he's damn sure. This morning we filed a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act request, asking for all information that the NSA and other agencies have gathered about the show. They won't get it, of course. We did it mostly as a formality. We also contacted the press office of both NSA and the FBI. We don't expect to hear much back. That's the way it usually goes. Only Congress can force transparency on the intelligence agencies, and they should do that immediately. I don't even think Congress anymore can do it. I think these guys are such runaway renegades now. Spying on opposition journalists is incompatible with democracy. It is. If they're doing it to us, and again, they're definitely doing it to us. He said that 3 times now. They're almost certainly doing it to others. This is scary, and we need to stop right away. Now, those of you old enough to remember, I'm a little older, when the Patriot Act came out, right after 9/11. I was a Democrat back then, a normal Democrat. I'm not anymore. I'm a Republican, but I was a council member in upstate New York in the early 2000s, and I was not a big fan of the Patriot Act. Yes, it made it easier to go after terrorists and terrorist threats. There's no question. But what it gave up, what it took away, I should say, from American citizens. There's always been illegal spying. I mean, J. Edgar Hoover did it against the Kennedys and Martin Luther King, and you know they still have the audio tapes, for Pete's sake. So this is nothing new in the illegality of it. Did they get a warrant from a secret FISA court? Remember that one? When the people lied to a FISA court to get warrants on Trump's campaign people? One opposition party spying on the using government agencies to spy on another campaign committee? Nobody raised hell. Nobody said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. All you got was crickets. Plain old crickets. In fact, I'm going to play some. That's what we got. Because it was the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The can of worms was really open then, I think. There was always some little chicanery going on, and never at this level. And it's like anything else. You go into a store and steal a candy bar, you don't get caught. Go a couple days later, steal 2 candy bars, you don't get caught. You go in a few days later, steal a pack of razors, pretty expensive. You don't get caught. And the more you don't get caught, the more brazen you get. And that's the way it is. Ask any employer who's had employees steal from them. It starts off small, and over time it gets bigger and bigger and bigger as they get more brazen and brazen. And they have the tools. Folks, this is a huge deal. This is on Watergate level stuff, and I don't say that lightly. If they're spying on Tucker Carlson and his show and his people, who else are they spying on in media? And I will say this directly. I found out the NSA was spying on Jim Acosta, that piece of garbage, that piece of feces, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. And I think Tucker Carlson's has enough integrity that if the NSA spied on somebody from CNN and gave that information to Fox News, they would do one of two things. Refuse to take it and then go publicly on the air and say we were offered materials illegally and information, or say, no, thank you, that's against the law, that kills democracy, and then say nothing. I believe that would happen. This is huge. This is huge. And I hope that this doesn't go away. I want to see his evidence. I am skeptical. Like I said, Tucker's my man. He's my boy, I'm telling you. I like Tucker a lot, more than anyone in cable news. This Tucker Carlson's my boy. But I am skeptical of everybody, including him. I'm 98% confident, but I'm never confident in anybody 100%. Except for one person, and he lived over 2,000 years ago. We're going to see what happens with this. But I want to give you a little bit of ray of hope, something positive to come out of this. And that positive thing is this. If this is all true, that means there is NSA or NSA employees that are true American patriots. Now, I have a small channel. I doubt if anybody from the NSA or Project Veritas or anybody's going to hear this. So maybe I can ask people to please share this video on as many platforms as you can. Get a hold of somebody if you're in the NSA. Now, they probably used deep background. I don't know how they got the information to Tucker, if true. They put themselves at risk. Maybe even physical harm or worse. With bodies dropping all over the place in jails, it's hard to say anymore. The underlying confidence in our government and our security agencies has eroded dramatically. Say, well, it's all Trump's fault. It wasn't for him, this wouldn't happen. No. Whether you hate Trump's guts or not, this should alarm you. Whether you hate Tucker or love him or somewhere in between, this should alarm you. To go back to the NSA whistleblower. Well done, sir or ma'am. Well done. And I hope and I pray two things. One, you're very high ranking in the NSA. And two, there's many others like you there. Honest, decent people, whistleblowing illegalities of our government and its citizens is the only thing that's going to save us. This republic's been around for over 200 years. It is the most powerful and the wealthiest and the most generous nation that ever existed in human history up to this point. And we are destroying ourselves. Tucker, stand firm. And I hope and I pray that the Fox News in New York, this television production company, stands by you as well. But like I said, this is a dark story, and you should be scared to death. But the good part is, I believe people like Tucker, conservative people like myself, and millions of others, we're winning. This is why they're doing it. They're scared to death. They see they're going to lose. Keep firm. Keep your head up. Engage as much as you possibly can with every progressive moron there is. No violence. I was called a racist at a protest once. And I said, you don't even know me. And I changed my tactics now. Now if anybody says that to my face, I go right up to them and I go, you're an a-hole. Or worse. We got to fight back. Because this shows me that they're losing. And when people are scared, Powerful people are scared and backed into a corner. God only knows what can happen. There's going to be some dark days coming in the next few months. Ask George Washington about dark days. Ask FDR about dark days at the beginning of World War II. There's going to be some dark days, but in the end, we will win. We are winning, and this proves it. They're afraid of him, and more importantly, they're afraid of the truth. So spread this video and share it everywhere you possibly can. And until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.